Hello everybody, this is Peter the Rock. It's Sunday evening, the 11th of June, about 10 to 8. Greenery has sprouted amazingly in the last few weeks. I'm still near the Grand Union Canal, but I want to show you something a little bit different. You can probably hear it before you see it. This is the River Colne beneath me, and there is a weir down in the River Colne. Just the other side of it is the start of the River Fray, because the Fray is not a tributary, it's the kind of opposite of a tributary. It's a I don't know, a siding off the River Colne. And as far as we can make out, it was created, whether deliberately or by accident, before the Doomsday book was written. And as we all know, that was 1086, because we know that it started then because there were some mills mentioned in the Doomsday book along the course of the current river Fray, the current course of the Fray. So I like to imagine that it was, well, a sort of an accident. Maybe the River Colne overflowed. The River Colne, by the way, is a tributary of the Thames. It's the main river in this part of west of London. And the Mistbourne, which I've shown you in Amersham, is a tributary of the Colne. The Fray splits off from the Colne here, and I don't know if there's a good sight of it splitting off from the Colne here. Maybe there is. Let's have a look. Well, it's not very clear, but down there the Fray goes to the left, the Colne goes to the right, and I wish I had a better view, but there may be one on the bridge which we're just about to cross. The Fray splits off from the Colne here, goes past Fran's tea rooms, which we saw in the previous video. Hello, here comes a chap on a bike. Hiya. And isn't this idyllic, tranquil? You know, this is the calm before the storm of the weir. Constable himself would be ecstatic to put his easel up here, but there we go, he's not around. Fledgling oak tree on my left. I wonder if there is a better view of where the rivers actually split. I don't think there is really, but anyway, I want to say a little bit about Fray. Now the Fray's River was around before the Doomsday book, but Fray himself was 15th century. So before it was called the Fray, it must have been called something else, Colne River or something like that. And no one could really think of a name for it until Fred turns up and says, "Oh, let's call it Fray's River. That's my name. I want to claim some fame." Now, Fray was a very sort of a self-promotional character, from what I can make out. I have mentioned in previous videos how besides naming a river, he was party to the song "Fray's jolly good fellow, Fray's a jolly good fellow, Fray's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny." That's how the Americans sing it, and we say, "But so say all of us." I don't know which is right. But the interesting thing is he had a partnership with his friend, also called Fred Bentos. Now, Bentos was a very interesting character. He's a foreigner. I was going to go up to that little thing. I'm not going to risk that walk. And Bentos was the inventor of the first ever computer operating system, Bent OS. Now you may have seen MS-DOS from Microsoft, lots of other operating systems, all end in the letters OS. Well, the very first operating system was by Fred Bentos. And the tragedy for Mr. Bentos was that he invented an operating system 500 years before they invented the first computer, so he had nothing to run it on. What a shame, otherwise he would have been a rich man, but he might have been a rich man anyway, because he got together with Fred Fray, the two Freds, and they formed a pie company. Fray and Bentos meat pies. And that did quite well. I think Fray Bentos is still going. I don't know what happened. Maybe there was some sort of problem, but they ended up in Uruguay, as you do, and you can look it up on a map. There is a town in Uruguay called Fray Bentos. So you can go there and ask the locals if you can speak Uruguayan, if they know the saga of Fred Fray and Fray Bentos. Did Bentos invent the Bent operating system? They might give you a quizzical look. If they do, I won't be a bit surprised. But you might be able to get a meat pie out of them. Who knows? That's your thing. Not really my thing, but used to be a Desperate Dan thing, didn't it? Back in the old days. But there you go. Now, this is a marvellous wooden bridge coming to the end of the video, sorry to say, which crosses the River Colne. We are upstream of the split where the Colne splits into the Frays and the Colne, and it's still a beautiful view, still a beautiful evening. We had our first rain 2 or 3 hours ago, thunder and lightning. I thought I wouldn't be able to get out, but it cleared and I have. Otherwise, dear viewer, you wouldn't have heard the saga of Fred Fray and Fred Bentos. Thank you very much for watching. That's probably it for today. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. Subscribe if you like.